Welcome back to the Tales of the Gorilla Man. As we left off, I was talking about Gorilla Man the 11th and 12th, but now I'm here to talk about number 13. After 11 and 12 died, many thought that the Gorilla Man legacy was over at the time, but they had no idea that the name would be brought back to life with number 13. And I'm going to tell you that tale and how the name Gorilla Man didn't die off after 11 and 12. Now, let's begin. As I said before, the last story I read you, Jack and Zack were Gorilla Man 11 and 12. They were the most fearsome warriors and appreciated by all, except for a jealous prince who wanted their sister, so then she can be all his, and even had poisoned the drinks of her brothers, and they eventually had a terrible end. But the story does get positive at a point, because you see, after the prince and Grace got married, they had a son, and the prince was so happy about that. But one day, she discovered the truth that the prince was the reason that her brothers died on that day and left him for his traitorous acts. She went as far away from him as humanly possible, and that made the prince so furious that he lost the woman he loved and vowed when he found her that he would kill her. She eventually found a village far from the kingdom and met a noble man in her life. His name was Matt Baker. He was a noble farmer of the land and took Grace in with open hands. And when her son was born, he claimed their son, Jax, as his very own. And it was a happy day and years until the prince was named king and eventually found Grace and put Matt and Grace under execution. But before the prince killed them, she sent her son off to find his grandfather, the one who trained his uncles to be gorilla men. And he took in the child, his daughter, and Jax made a fine apprentice to his grandfather, where eventually, once his grandfather passed away, he can continue on the legacy of the Gorilla Men, something that's lasted at this point for a decade. And that was Gorilla Man the 13th. An exceptional warrior he would become throughout the years. And in our next story, we will learn about one of the most historical Gorilla Men ever, Gorilla Man the 14th. See you all.